Hey, well, we're going to do synthetic division today. Synthetic division. That's what we want. So here we go. What is synthetic division? Well, it's another way of dividing out polynomials. So, whenever we divide a problem like this, let's start with 2x to the third plus 3x squared minus 4x plus 15. And let's say we wanted to divide it by x plus 3. Now we could do long division, but once you understand synthetic division, you are going to love it. Now, there's two parts to synthetic division. One, you have to find the number that goes out here. What are you dividing by? Right? So, what are we dividing by? And the way you find that is you find what makes this equal 0. So if you can figure out the number that makes this guy equal 0, that's our question. What makes that guy equal 0? Well, -3, right? -3 plus 3 would make that equal 0. So this is what you're dividing by. And you say, what? It looks so different. It is very different. So, when you do synthetic division, you have to use the numbers that are in front of each of the terms, right? So the coefficients, I write a 2, I write a 3, I write a -4, and I write a 15. 2, 3, -4, 15. See, that's all those coefficients. Then I draw a line. And the first rule is that the first one drops down. So the first number drops down. So that 2 comes down. Now then, I have to multiply these guys together. 2 times -3 is -6. Then I add these together. That makes -3. Now, 3, so I multiply. So first step. Second step, multiply. So the front number times the 2 makes a 6. Third step, add. So I add those together. Now, I repeat this step again. Now I go back and multiply. Well, that's 9, right? Then I add. Oh, well, that's 5. Then I multiply again. Well, that's -15. Then I add, that's 0. Now, this number is the remainder. So, in this case, the remainder is 0. So this number is the quotient. And remember that we're doing polynomials, and we started with x3, and we took 1x out, right? So that means that this has to be 1x smaller than this one. So that means this is 2x to the second minus 3x plus 5. This is the answer when I divide this by this. That's the quotient. Okay? Now, when it goes in there evenly, these two numbers here are called the factors, or these two polynomials. These two together are called the factors of the original. Right? This times this makes that. That's the way division works. Right? So these two are the factors. This by itself is the quotient, just this piece. Right? But when I put the two together, that's the factors. Let's do it again. The more the merrier. Right? We'll leave the rules right there. And we'll leave the little divider thing right there. And the only thing we're going to change up here is that. Okay, so everything stays the same. There we go. Let's try another one. What about 4? That's too high. 4x to the 4th, right? Plus 2x squared minus 4x plus 12. And I'm going to divide by x plus 2. Right? So, you can use synthetic division when this is a linear factor. There is no exponent here, and there's no number in front of x. That's why we do it. Right? No number in front of x. That's the only time that you can use this. So fast, so easy. Remember the first step? You have to fill in this hole. What am I dividing by? And the answer to that question is, what makes this equal 0? Well, heck, negative 2 makes that equal 0, right? Negative 2 plus 2. Negative 2 goes right here. All right. Now I write down the coefficients. Oh, here's another tricky thing. There's an x to the 4th, and there's an x to the 2nd. And where's the x to the 3rd? Whoops. There's not an x to the 3rd. You have to leave a place for that x to the 3rd, right? There's not one, but you have to leave a place for it. So x4, x3, x2, x, and then 12. Okay? So, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, x4, x3, x2, x1, nothing. That's the way we're going, right? Now then, remember the first step drops down 4. First number drops down. Then I multiply. Then I add. Then I multiply. Then I add. Then I multiply. Then I add. Did you see me? What did I do? That's such a horrible, I can't even multiply. What's my problem? I don't know, senor. 4 times 2 is negative 8, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Negative 8, that's what I'm talking about. Then multiply. That would be positive 16, right? Then add, that's 18. Then multiply, that's negative, what is that, 36. Then add, that's negative 40. Then multiply, that's 80. Holy smokes. Then add 92. Look at that. That's the remainder. So, the quotient, remember, you took 1x away. You took 1x away. So that means this is a 4x3. It has to be 1 less than that. 4x to the 3rd minus 8x to the 2nd plus 18 plus 18x minus 40. You see that? That's the way that works. And so whenever you're doing that, you got to make sure that you got the quotient here. This is the quotient. And then this one has a remainder 92, right? So this one does not have factors, because the only time you can have a factor is if it ends in 0. So if I was writing the answer and I wanted to say what's the remainder, that's what I'd write. If I wanted to say, write it in the fraction form, remember there's 2 ways to write the answer, then I would say plus 92 divided by, see, the thing I'm dividing is what I have to write down there. So that's x plus 2. this is the answer to the question. So if I said, hey, what's the remainder? That's all you have to answer. But if I say, hey, what's the quotient? That's all you have to answer. But if I say, give me the full deal, then you have to give me everything like this, right? Depends on the way they ask the answer the question. Let's do it again. Oops. Gotta get rid of that. Yes, I do. Okay. One more time. Here we go. 6x4 minus 8x3 plus 12x minus 14. And I'm dividing by x minus 2. Okay. So, I have to figure out what number am I dividing by, and I have to figure out what goes here, right? So what number am I dividing by? What makes this equal 0? Yep, you're right, 2. Positive 2. Positive 2 is the number I'm dividing by. So I put the numbers here, 6, and then negative 8, and now something's missing here. What's missing? Oh, it's x squared. So if there's not a place, if there's not an x squared, you have to put a 0 there. Then 12, then negative 14. So I have x4, x3, x2, x1, and then nothing, right? All right. So let's see if we can do this. The first number always drops down. Yes. Then remember, what's next? Multiply. So I get 12. Add. So I get 4. Multiply. So I get 8. Add. So that makes 8. And then multiply is 16. Add is 28. Multiply, oh my goodness, that's gigantic, 56, add would be 42, right? That's the remainder. So, now, what's the quotient? Remember, you have to say 1 less 1 exponent less than the one it started with. So this has to be 6x to the third plus 4x squared plus 8x plus 28. That is the quotient, right? But it's not even. It doesn't divide in there evenly, so there's a remainder of 42. And if I was going to write the fraction, I have to write it like this, and then I would write the whole thing. All right. So we did synthetic division 3 times. We could do it one more time, couldn't we? I think so. One more time. One more time. This is the last one. Here we go. So, oops. 2x to the fourth plus, let's see, plus x to the third minus 17x squared plus 13x plus 2, all of that divided by x minus 2. Okay? Now you tell me what goes there. Aha! What makes this equal 0? Positive 2. That's what goes there. Yes, sirree. Good job. Now then, what goes here? I have to write the coefficients, right? 2, what's the number in front of x? 1, good. Negative 17, positive 13, positive 2, right? 4, 3, 2, 1, none. That's what we got right there. There was nothing missing. Right? First number drops down. Multiply. That's 4. Add. That's 5. Multiply. That's 10. Add. That's negative 7. Multiply. I can't even write. Negative 7. Multiply. That's negative 14. Add. That's negative 1. Multiply. That's negative 2. Add. That's 0. So the last number is the remainder. This one, remainder 0, means that this divides in there perfectly. Right? There's no remainder. It divides in there perfectly. So first of all, what's the quotient? It has to be 1 less than that one, right? So you tell me. 2x to the third plus 5x to the second minus 7x minus 1. That is the quotient. The remainder is 0. So what does that mean? That means that we can write the factors. What are the factors? Well, the factors are x minus 2 times this whole thing, 2x to the third plus 5x squared minus 7x minus 1. If I multiplied this one times this, I would get the original. See, these are the factors of the original problem. So if I want factors, I have to write the thing I divided by and the answer. But that only happens whenever the remainder is 0. Okay? Synthetic division all the way. We did it. And now you're ready for today's homework. Bye-bye.